Blizzard has been catching a lot of flack for their aggressive balancing decisions. But are they really that bad? Let's have a look. I know that this video is going to produce some poetry in my comments, but that's fine. I just think that this needs to be said. Because at this point, the whole conversation on Blizzard's balancing strategy is getting a little lopsided. I'm recording this video before the much anticipated 6 vs 6 director take that Aaron Keller has been working on in the last 2 weeks was dropped. And I do not know if I'm going to be publishing this video before or after that blog. It kinda depends on when they drop it. The 6 vs 6 topic is a big part of the balancing discussion, and yet it isn't. This video is more about the boldness and the bravery with which the team has been introducing new changes and new strategies lately. More from a philosophical standpoint, rather than the exact things that they're doing. Now some of you are going to say that they do these big changes because they're trying to compensate for whatever went wrong when they switched to 5 vs 5. And yeah, some of the things that they're trying are definitely because of the state of tanks, for instance, which was a result of removing one tank. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to leave it in the middle. If going back to 6 vs 6 is actually the solution to that problem, that's not what this video is about. My point actually is that no matter if you agree with what they're actually doing or not, this is a very different team from the one we had in Overwatch 1. Back in Overwatch 1, they didn't make as many of these big decisions as they do right now. Not as frequently, at least. I mean, it did take quite a while before we got the single hero rule. And then it took even longer before we got role queue. Changes that evolved this game in a substantial way. Lately, we've seen that type of changes almost, well, every few months. On top of the experiments that they're doing in the quick play hacked cards. And on top of the hero test events. And I personally think that is a huge step forward. And the best thing is that they are very responsive, both about listening to our feedback and rolling back the things that do not work. And look, yeah, it might not always feel like they're listening, but I really think that is more of a perception issue than anything else. Let me give you an example. Up till today, I still see comments on some of my content about Orisa, about her being too overpowered and Blizzard not willing to change anything to Orisa because they love her so much. While Orisa has actually been at the bottom of the win rate for quite a while. Yeah, in the last 2 updates, she got tiny buffs. And then there was that crazy bug that allowed her to headshot with the javelin. Yeah. But before that, they kept nerfing her, even when she was already underperforming according to their data. Look, that does not mean that you cannot have a frustrating experience playing against an Orisa. This is a team-based hero shooter. There's so much at play that you might still get pummeled by the horse. But that doesn't mean that she's OP. Same thing with Manga. When they announced those tank buffs that they were going to do, everybody started drawing their own conclusions based on the patch notes. Everybody was predicting which heroes were going to be the problem, and he was one of them. And those opinions got echoed on social media, whatnot. It was just going to be a huge problem. The game was over. And when that update actually released, y'all jumped in the practice range and started to try and prove their point, to make content, to make videos. For all of us that were actually playing the game, I don't know. I never really had an issue in the last 2 weeks and months to deal with Manga. I actually have more problems dealing with Doomfist at this point. And that might just be me. On the other hand, that hotfix they did a few days later, Manga wasn't nerfed and everybody was upset. Why didn't they tackle Manga? Because he was not that much of a problem, probably. He was not that urgent. And I mean, they might still keep an eye on him, but it was not nearly as dramatic as everybody made it look. And I've noticed that has been happening a lot lately. Blizzard swinging wide, the community panicking, claiming that this is the end of the game, sending angry tweets to Alec, Aaron, and once we get to play it, yeah, it really isn't that bad. Huh. But on the other hand, perception, you know, it's also important. So should Blizzard slow down a little bit? In my opinion, no, this is exactly what Overwatch needs. If they had update with the update and change cycle as we had it in Overwatch 1, I don't think this game would still be relevant. No matter how much friction all of these changes cause, it also keeps the game fresh and interesting. And not only because they're taking balancing risks. That last quick play hack they did was extremely exciting. And you know, it's promising to be one of the best balanced heroes that they're going to release for Overwatch 2. They're willing to take a risk and to get yelled at to make sure that the game keeps evolving and gets better. It's a very ungrateful position, but I'm kind of glad that they're doing it. Now, does that mean that every of their experiments is going to be a success or has been a success? That every next hero is going to be just as good as Juno? That all of their ideas are gold? Yeah, no, hell no. But I'd rather have them try and fail than play this same stale game for the next 10 years or see the game disappear altogether. They are game designers. Their job is literally never done, and failure is a big part of that job. There is no single designer out there that knows exactly how to balance a game or a hero, that knows how any decision they make will pan out exactly, and especially not in this community. So in other words, I'm looking forward to their next crazy idea. I can't wait. I look forward to your comments. However, for now, that was it. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. It really helps me out. I also want to thank my patrons. I could not make these videos without you guys. You have my eternal gratitude. If you have a few minutes left, maybe check out this video. Click it. But above all, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Bye-bye.